Welcome back to the V2's DK Cybersecurity Training Series. Today we enter Phase 2, Essential Tools, and there is no more tool essential than Python. Why? Because Python lets you do in 10 lines what takes 100 lines in Java and 200 lines in C++. It's the language powering SOC automation, threat detection, malware analysis, pen testing, and digital forensics. If you missed the Foundations, Module 1, which covers networking, Module 2, which covers Linux, Module 3, which covers SQL or SQL, or Module 4, which covers PowerShell, go back and master those first. They are the bedrock. Now, if you want to level up from manual checks to truly automate your system, this is where your transformation begins. To level up, but before we write a single line of code, we need a clean environment. We are installing Python version 3 and VS Code. Following that, we're going to create our first virtual environment. Now, if you feel shaky on the Linux command line, pause and go back to Module 2, Linux Fundamentals. You'll need that skill right here. Alright, so let's go into our CyberPro folder and create a Python folder. We can open it with VS Code, or maybe open VS Code directly from the shortcut on the desktop. Once that opens up, we'll be greeted with a welcome screen, but on the Explorer column to the left, we can open our folder in the terminal or the shell or the command line. Now, within that terminal, we can go ahead and write any code to create a virtual environment. But first, let's create some more real estate, close the welcome screen, and make the view a little wider or larger for us to be able to write our code to create that virtual environment. So, a virtual environment, or venv, keeps your projects isolated, the same way real cybersecurity pipelines use isolated environments for malware analysis and automation tasks. This is a crucial professional habit. After navigating to our project's root directory, we run the command python-m venv and the name of our virtual environment. This last argument, cybervenv, is the name of the directory where the virtual environment will be stored. This command creates the cybervenv directory, which contains a copy of the Python interpreter and its on-site packages directory for installing packages. Now, before you install or run any project-specific packages, you must first activate the environment. This modifies your shell's prompt and the environmental variables to use the isolated Python installation. For Mac OS and Linux, there is a separate command used, just like for PowerShell. Now, we are not doing a full Python course. Check out in the links below the previous course, which is easy and fast for you to pick up on Python. But today, we are focusing only on the 4 pillars that matter most for cybersecurity analysts. Number 1, data structures. These include lists, tuples, and dictionaries. They are collections, in other words, of variables, the basic data types that we talked about from the onset. Dictionaries, for instance, are essential for log parsing, threat intelligence, and handling structured data. Let's write Python scripts that matter in security operations centers. You need to master the 3 core data structures. So, let's see how lists, tuples, and dictionaries handle real-world threats. First up, lists. They are ordered and critically mutable, meaning they can change. In cybersecurity, we use lists to track things that are constantly being updated, like a live list of suspicious IPs found during an active incident. When a new attacker IP shows up, we use append method to add it right away. Lists are essential for dynamic block lists and constantly evolving threat data. Next, tuples. They are ordered but immutable. They cannot change after creation. Why do we need that? To maintain integrity. In security, we use tuples for fixed data like defining known good system configurations or critical port records. Since a tuple can't be accidentally modified by data code, it guarantees the integrity of our baseline configuration. Finally, dictionaries. These are key value pairs, making data highly structured and readable. They are the backbone of modern data processing. Think of them as a structured report. They are perfect for representing a single threat intelligence TI report or a parsed log entry mapping fields like IP address to threat score. They are mutable, allowing us to update the status of a threat easily, like changing a score or marking it as active block. To wrap up, use lists for dynamic data, tuples for guaranteed integrity, and dictionaries for structured reports. Master these, and you're ready to write powerful Python for security. Smash the like button and subscribe to our channel for more Python security tutorials.
And number 3, conditions and loops. This is how you build your own custom rule-based detection system, which eventually automates monitoring.
You could automate security decisions with just a few lines of Python. Let me show you how control flow turns code into your first line of defense. We're going to walk through 3 real security scenarios using Python's control flow. First, if, elif, else for threat detection. Check this log entry. Failed login, 5 attempts. Our if, elif, else logic acts like a digital security guard. See how it checks? Is it SQL injection? No. Failed login with over 3 attempts? Yes. Immediate warning. Potential brute force attack. Now, let's think like a defender, testing password strength. This for loop simulates checking common passwords against a hash. Watch it test each password and break when it finds the match. This break stops unnecessary checks, which is crucial for efficiency in security tools. Finally, monitoring systems that need constant checks. While loops keep running until conditions are met. Status is pending. Retry 1, 2, 3. On retry 4, status becomes OK. The loop stops. Mission accomplished. This is how you automate health checks without manual intervention. These 3 patterns, conditionals, for loops, and while loops, are your building blocks for security automation. They are in every security information event management SIEM tool, every monitoring tool, every custom security script you'll ever write.
And number 4, file handling. 90% of SOC work involves reading gigantic log files efficiently.
If you can't read logs, track malware, or handle corrupted files, you're blind as a security analyst. Right now, we're going to show you how Python handles all three in one script. This script demonstrates real-world blue team skills, writing web access logs, appending threat intelligence hashes, and safely handling corrupted or binary files. These are daily tasks in SOC and DFIR, digital forensics and incident response, DFIR, and automation roles. First, we simulate a web access log, just like Apache or Nginx. Using the write mode, Python creates or overwrites the log file and stores realistic HTTP requests, IP addresses, and response codes. Then, we immediately read the file back using the read mode. This is exactly how analysts validate log ingestion pipelines. Next, we append threat intelligence, malware hashes without destroying existing data. The append mode is critical when updating IOC, indicators of compromise feeds, as well as blacklist or EDR, which is endpoint detection and response indicators. Notice how we read the file line by line. This is how you safely process massive hash lists or logs without crashing your system. Now, here is where analysts separate from beginners. We intentionally attempt to read a binary file as text and catch the Unicode decode error. Security tools encounter corrupted, encrypted, or malicious files all the time. If you don't handle errors properly, your automation breaks. Finally, we remove all temporary files. Clean environments do matter, especially in labs, IR flows, and production systems. This is foundational automation for cybersecurity professionals. If you haven't seen our Linux or SQL modules yet, start there. Python builds on both. Remember, like, subscribe, and check the full Python course as well as cybersecurity playlist.
So, following these Python fundamentals, we look onto the three must-have security libraries. Python is nothing without its community libraries. We are focusing right now on the three essential sets of libraries that automate 90% of your daily security tasks. Library number 1, requests. Web and API security. Your best friend for web vulnerability tests, scraping threat feeds, and automating recon. Library number 2, the OS and sys. Think of operating system control. These are used for automating file movements, checking environmental variables, and securing local systems. This is how you build cross-platform tools after mastering Module 4, which is PowerShell. Make sure you check that out. Library number 3, socket. Think of networking and port scanning. These are essential for custom network tools, banner grabbing, and low-level analysis, which actually has to do with connecting directly to Module 1 of networking. Make sure you check that out as well. Now, let's look at a real-world use case. For instance, log analysis. Let's automate what analysts do every day. Python can tear through logs that would crash Excel or take hours manually. We'll use RE or RE, which is regular expressions, a library that is used to find and extract malicious IPs from a simulated authentication log. For an advanced real-world use case, think of threat intelligence automation. Now, let's integrate with real-world threat intelligence. This is something you can't do with just SQL or Linux commands. It requires Python's powerful libraries. In this case, we use the requests library to fetch reputation data, which is crucial for automated SOC alerting and blocking. We handle the responses using the JSON format. Python is the difference between being replaceable and becoming indispensable in cybersecurity. Whether your job involves being a SOC analyst, a malware analyst, a threat hunter, a Pentester, cloud security engineers, or automation engineers, if you have now completed modules 1 through 5, you have the full foundational skill set needed for a career in DevSecOps or advanced threat hunting. Move immediately to Module 6, Git and version control for cybersecurity, where you secure the scripts you just built, track changes, and build real-world cyber pipelines. All Python scripts from this video are linked below. Check them out on our website, download them, practice them, and build on them. If you want structured professional cybersecurity certification with hands-on labs, check out our entire course. This is Vitusdk, and guess what? You already know.